Hey guys, welcome back. This is day 2 of Advent of Code 2025, and I think today's problem is a little easier than the day 1 problem, so that's the good news. All right, let's dive in. So we've got the input data, which consists of a set of integer ranges. So for example, here we've got 11 to 22, and then 95 to 115, and so on. And we're supposed to find numbers where the first half of the number is equal to the second half of the number, right? So for example, down here, we've got 1010, which is made up of 10 and then another 10, right? And then this number is, the first half is the same as the second half. And that's within this range here. So for all the ranges that they give us, we have to find all the number of integers. Well, actually, we need to find all the integers that have this property where the first half is equal to the second half, and then we add up all those numbers and then submit that number here, right? And I've already done this because I've already solved the problem, but I'll walk you through my solution. Now, if we open up the input file in VS Code, it looks like this here on the right-hand side. It's just one line of ranges separated by commas. And on the left here, I've got a few lines of Python just to pre-process that input a little bit. So it turns it into a list of tuples of integers, right? Each tuple is a range. So let's loop over the ranges for low, high in ranges. And then the ranges are fortunately quite small, so we can actually look at each integer in each range. So let's do that. So for n in range low to high plus 1, because it's inclusive. Now we want to check whether that integer n has this property that we talked about. So the easiest way to do that is with regex, or regex, some people say. There are other ways of doing it, but it's much easier to use regex here. So I'm going to do import re, and then you could do a re.fullMatch that checks if the pattern applies to the whole string, basically. So the string is string of n, and the pattern is, so it's one or more characters, basically, and then we use \1 for a back reference. So it's some set of characters, and then that set of characters again, right? So that's because that's what we're checking. We're checking if the first half is equal to the second half. And if it finds anything, then we can add that integer to a running sum. So let's do part1 equals 0, and then part1 plus equals to n, right? And then if we print out part1, that should give us the answer for part 1 of the problem, and indeed it does. Now for part 2, the only change is that the sequences of digits can repeat multiple times, not just twice like in part 1. For example, here we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, not just twice, but 3 times. And so we need to consider those integers as well. Now that's a fairly easy change in our regex here. Actually, I'm just going to copy and paste this and make a 1 character change here to the pattern. So I'm going to put a plus to indicate that it needs to repeat it can repeat not just once, but multiple times. And I'm going to create a part2 variable here and change that to part2, and then print out part2, and that is the correct answer for part2 for my input. So fairly simple change from part 1 to part 2 here. So yeah, regular expressions are definitely powerful and can help you solve all kinds of problems. So it's good to know about them. Sometimes it's hard to find the right pattern to solve your problem, but in this case, it wasn't too bad. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.